Hey, welcome back to 380 Motorsports channel. Installment 2 of working on the Sick Week vehicle. Not my 93 Ranger with a 351 Windsor swap in it. And yeah, last time I think I showed you that I had to redo the whole water pump installation. Well, 3 gaskets later, I think I have the right one, hopefully. And I just put it all back together. So I'll give you a quick look at that and a couple of comments or tips about how to get these electric water pumps on, because they're not easy. Okay, here we are back in the engine compartment. As you'll see, I've got the water pump back on. It's a unit I bought from CVF. Bought it online and through Amazon, and there's all kinds of brands. They're all made pretty much exactly the same, sold by different companies. I went with the CVS brand just in case they spec it out any better than the other ones that you hear a lot of complaints about. But yeah, they're fun. I did this because this engine took the reverse flotation or reverse rotation water pump style pump as a stock pump, and I did not have a good way to power it with the serpentine belt, given the rest of the front end accessories. See, my alternator's way over here to the passenger side, and I'm running out of time, so I opted for what I hope is the easy solution, and I went with an electric pump, and it's wired up. It ran fine. It just, when I poured water in or coolant in the radiator, and the water level got up to around here, or around the bottom of this plate, then it started leaking out. And what I determined was I had a gasket that's intended for the standard rotation water pumps. And so it fits differently, and I didn't see that at the beginning. And I ordered another one that turned out to be wrong, and I ordered a third one now that should be for reverse rotation water pumps. It seems to cover the sealing area behind this plate and around this area better. And really, just covering the timing cover cavity. There's no water that's supposed to be in this area of the timing cover unless you had a leak in the original pump. So really, this plate is just covering that area. I would think almost that you could bolt the pump up without it, but I went ahead and used it. So one tip I'll give you, I saw that, I did not see this on the internet, but I've seen everybody make the same mistake that I did in other installation videos. So it's gonna be hard to see, but there's 2 bolts holding this flange to the engine. So you can see there's one bolt right there, Allen head bolt that they supply, and way down underneath there's another one. The one underneath will not go in straight if you attach the pump all the way to this surface of the timing cover. It hits this elbow housing underneath, and it will not slide in. The top one obviously has a lot of clearance here. It will slide right in. The bottom one will not. If you don't have a radiator in the car, which I didn't originally, you can fumble around with trying to get all 4 bolts slid into their respective passage in the timing cover, and you can angle the bottom ones and fiddle with it and struggle with it, and you can get them in there and then tighten them up. In this case, though, the easiest solution was to take, let's see if I can point it out, this bolt, and there's one just like it underneath that holds the elbow to the main housing. If you take those out on one side, I took it out on this side, which would be the driver's side, but I don't think it would matter. That gives you enough leeway to start the other side. Or you could just remove these bolts on the elbow to the main body. You can move them on both sides. They are sealed with an O-ring in this joint right here. My finger is, they're sealed with an O-ring, so you can slide this. You can put the elbows on, get more room to get your hand under there and get the bolts in, and then slide this housing in and bolt it back up here and or here. Yeah, so you've got to take some of that apart though. There's no way to get that bottom. It's a really long bolt because it has to go through this distance to go into the block and thread. And yeah, you need to take this thing. This thing needs to come apart from its elbows in order to get those bolts in easily, especially if you have a radiator already in place. And I'm really tight. I got like an inch. Well, not as tight as some folks, but I got like an inch to spare there because I moved the radiator. So yeah, that's my water pump tip. If you're installing one of these typical, probably Chinese-made water pumps, there are some other brands on the market that I think, like Moroso's, is slightly shorter and shaped a little different. It might be easier to install, but these this style water pump is sold by 2 or 3 or more different brands, and they all attach the same way. So I got the gasket in, the new Fel-Pro gasket in behind this plate, and I got plenty of gasket maker between the joints, and we're going to leave it set overnight and put water coolant back in it and see if it leaks tomorrow. And hopefully not, because I need this thing up and running here in the next few days before Thanksgiving comes, which is this week Thursday. Anyway, I'll probably have another update tomorrow or the next day as we continue to try to get this thing ready to go to Florida and survive a week drag and drive. It's a lot of fun. Thanks. Talk to you on the next one.